Now we'll see continuous type of probability distribution. So as I have told that whenever you have provided an interval or infinite number of data distributions are there, okay, then that time continuous case will come. So continuous random variable will come into place. So for continuous random variable, that what I had told, values from interval of numbers, okay, you will get like that. Absence of gap, okay, absence of gap. Simply just think about, if you have a XY graph, you take one portion of that, you have plenty of numbers in that, yes or no? So that is not discrete, that's why that's continuous. So using continuous random variable, we have distribution, probability distribution, and that probability distribution we can call continuous probability distribution or distribution of continuous variables. So there are plenty of continuous probability distributions. Okay, from that one is very well known and the basis of many of the problems, physical problem, any problem you can take. So that is your normal distribution. Okay. So how if the means we'll understand that how the data are distributed in such a way that it is called normal distribution. First we have to know that. Then we will see if it is so, then what is the function, governing function or probability function of the normal distribution. Then how to handle that or how to read from the table. All those things we are going to discuss in this. So you see, this is the diagram of normal distribution. Here this is the f of x. X is the random variable, continuous random variable. Okay, x is the continuous random variable and f is the function of that. So the graph f of x will be seen like this, where the only peak where this is the maximum value of f. So corresponding to the x, we have whatever point that is called mu. So mean. Okay. So that is the first thing you can observe here. Okay. So normal distribution, this graph or this f of x is said to be normal distribution only when it satisfies some property. What? It is a bell shaped. It must be a bell shaped, means from the point, from the line of this symmetry or mu, okay, this point, peak point, if you draw the line, so from the line of symmetry, the left side and right side both are symmetrical. Okay, means if you just cut here and you will paste here, superimpose, it will fully superimpose. Okay, next thing is that the mean value, median value, mode value, these three values if you calculate for the distribution, it must be all are same. It will be same. Okay, mean equal to median equal to mode. Then it satisfy, then it qualify another property of normal distribution. Next is random variable has infinite range. This random variable has infinite range, means it will go on, keep on going. Okay, that means this will, this uh, f of x, okay, will very close to 0 if we go right or left, but it will not touch to the x-axis. Okay, it will not be 0. You cannot tell it will be 0 at some point, but it will be very close to 0. Understand? And both the way the slide will be similar. So if that three conditions satisfy, then you can say that that distribution is normal distribution. Now what is the function, probability function of that probability distribution function? F of x is 1 by square root of 2 pi into sigma. Sigma, you know, standard deviation, e to the power minus 1 by 2 x minus mu divided by sigma whole square. Okay, so this looks complicated, but we make it very simple. Okay, now if I write capital Z as x minus mu, okay, divided by sigma, then what it happens? F of x, so f of x is 1 by square root of 2 pi into sigma, into sigma, then e to the power minus 1 by 2 into what? Z square. Okay. So now pi f of x we know, and sigma also will be given. And so when normal distribution problem will be given, it will be like this: n within bracket sigma and mu, or mu sigma will be given. Means you have to see the order. Okay, some book it will be different. So first mean will be given, then standard deviation. So these two informations you have. Using these two information, you have to find out f of x probability. Understood? So this is simple. You see, what is the unknown here? Unknown is x. Otherwise, mu we know, sigma we know, lambda also we know. Sorry, not lambda, pi. Pi we know, pi value. So depending on x, that means your probability value will change. And how to do that and how to read from the table, that we are going to see. Now here you see one thing. This is also a kind of normal distribution. You see pink color line. Is that it? It is a normal distribution. Okay. Yellow also, green also. Okay. But the problem is that here, it's a normal distribution, but what standard deviation is varying. If standard deviation is varying in this way, it will be done. Okay. If mu is shifted, okay, if mu is shifted, so it will be like this. Maybe this one is 1, like this. Sorry. So this way. So if mean is varied, then it will shift to right or left. This type of graph you will get different mean, different type of normal distribution. But when standard deviation will change, so it will be compressed. Okay, compression expansion will happen. This is shifting type of will happen if your mu value change. Okay, otherwise normal distribution property, everything will be same. So varying the parameter of sigma and mu, we obtain different normal distribution. That we are going, that I am showing actually. So don't think that it will be unique. Okay, if sigma and mu vary, okay, it will satisfy all the properties. But the graphical representation will looks in different way. Okay, like how this and this. This is varying, mu varying. Here sigma. Sigma is varying. That's why. Okay. Now you see the standard normal distribution table will be seen like this. So Z will be there here, and the Z numbers are there: 0, 0.0, 0, 0.1, 0, 0.2, 0, 0.3. Okay, this type numbers are there. Now then what is this 0.00? So 0.01, 0.02, you see 0.0, 0.00 means 0.0 is this value. Now 0.0 here 0.01, you just add it, you will get what 0.01. So when Z is 0.01, it will 0.0040. Then Z is 0. This you can this and this you add, you will get 0.02. Now if I want to find, just I am telling, just by writing you will get it. Then I will show you some table also. If you are thinking 0.21, okay, if Z value is 0.21, okay, so how to find 0.21? So first 2, 0.2, so 0.2 is here. Now 0.2 plus 0.00, so 0.2, 0.02, sorry 0.2 plus 0.01 if I add, so it will be 0.21. So this, then this will be our number. Okay. So similarly for each this Z value, it will go up to 0.09. So this is just a part of the table we have drawn. Okay. Now for standard normal distribution, always your mu value is 0, sigma value is 1. So what we do, our objective is that when a problem is given, okay, we convert that problem to standard normal distribution form, okay, so that we can get the data from the table. Okay, so it's kind of just transformation. So that's why we use this Z equal to x minus mu by sigma. So this is actually the transformation, whatever, because you see x value can change, mean value also change, but whatever is that, if you put here and get so Z value, so Z definitely it will come here in the table. Okay. So next class we will solve the problem. That time I will show you how to do that. Okay. Now, so for example here, you see Z is 0.12. So if Z is 0.12, then for this Z, what is the probability? What is the probability that we are finding? So Z equal to 0.12 is 0.1 here, then 0.02. So this value, so 0.0478. So probability is 0.0478. So 0.0478 is nothing but this area. This is the line of symmetry. As it is positive value, so positive will be here. Okay, this is positive, this is negative, we can say. So Z is positive and 0.12, the value is 0.0478. That means the area will be from this, okay, symmetry line to this, in between this, because Z is here 0.12. This is 0. Mu is 0, no? Now you see how it is transforming. You see Z equal to x minus mu by sigma. Now If I take x equal to 6.2 and mean we have, let it be 5 and sigma is 10. So if you solve, you will get 0.12. Okay. Now when you have x and the graph, so graph is like this: mu equal to 5, 6.2, x is 6.2, sigma is 10. So this was the thing. Now this we are transforming into standardized normal distribution table. Okay, now z is coming na 0.12. So this is 0.12, mu is 0, sigma is 1. Okay. So how it can be converted is, you see, we are converting, but value will not change. Answer will be remain same what we are getting. Okay, but we have table for this standard normal distribution. Okay, that's why you are doing that. So probability of, let's see or find out probability of this 2.9 less than x less than 7.1. So x is lies between 2.9 to 7.1. So in that case, first we have to find out for 2.9. So if we put 2.9, you see what we are getting: z equal to x minus mu by sigma, 2.9 minus 5 by 10, because the same mu and sigma we have taken here. So this equal to minus 0.21. Okay, again. Similarly, z equal to x minus mu by sigma we are taking 7.1. So here also we are getting 0.21. Here minus 0.21. Now how to get the area? How to get the probability that we are getting? So for 2.9 minus 2.1, so minus 2.1 if you do, you are getting some value. 0.21 you are getting some value. Okay. So for that you will get the probability 0.1664. Okay. So that is there in the distribution table. Okay. Next class I'll solve some problem. Okay, there I will show you how to use the table. Okay, how these numbers 0.0832, 0.1664 is coming. Okay, so those things are there.